Hello, everybody. It is Meet Your Mentor Week night. I'm not even sure what night it is anymore, to be honest with you. How is everybody? Welcome, welcome,
We're
welcome. I am so glad that you are here tonight. We have an exciting night. I guess it's exciting. We're going to be talking about money,
yes.
finances, business, all those important things. So, hi, everybody. I want to know, which I have enjoyed doing this. I got to tell you, I have enjoyed seeing where everybody is from. So, can y'all tell me where you guys are from? Hi, everybody. Moni Love, how are you? Hi, Chris. Hello, how is everybody? Okay, there we go from Delaware. Oh my goodness. I want to know. New York City. Yes, you are, Chris. You are from New York. Good to see you, my friend. Louisiana. Hello. Come on, Washington. New York. I love it. San Antonio. Burlington, Vermont. I took her to Maine. I took my friend to Vermont. We've been friends. We just took a girls trip there, but nope, it was Maine. South of Chicago. Okay, Boston, Tennessee, Florida. I see you. Come on, London, England. I see you there. Paris. Ah, bonjour, Paris.
Ah,
Minneapolis, Minnesota, Tennessee. I love it. San Diego. Come on, Dominican Republic. Some of my dear, dear friends just came from their honeymoon from being there. Australia. Yes, honey, my spot. I see you, Nigeria. I see you. The dirty South.
all right.
Spelled Durtty. I love it. I love it. Pennsylvania, Arizona, Fort Worth down the street. Southern suburbs, St. Kitts. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. Rockwell, Baltimore, North Carolina. Long Beach. Yes. South Carolina. Somebody put just Arlington, Texas. No, it's not a just. Come on, represent Arlington. Sacramento. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. How fun is this? Oh
Yes.
my goodness. I am so glad you all are here and tuning in. You know that we have been, Germany. Hi, Germany. Come on,
Oh,
military family. I get that. I get that. Hi, New Brunswick, Canada. I'm sorry. I thought it was done. You guys are still coming through. Moreno Valley, California, Sugarland, Raleigh. Yes, South Carolina. Hi, guys. I love this so much. I love that you're tuning in from all over. It is the best. It's probably my favorite thing to do. I should just come on just to see where everybody's coming on from after this whole thing is over.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you all are tuning in. As you know, we've launched this. We're in our soft launch premiere of the Mentor You platform. And so, as you know, from last week and this week, we have been going strong, and we've just been introducing you with a whole Meet Your Mentor week. And so, tonight, it's our finance night, it's our business night, it's our tech night, it's our money night. And I have two amazing people on here, and I just want to encourage you. These are mentors that are going to be on the platform. And if you've missed anything that we've done so far, go and check it out. They're on Upset the Gram. They're on my new channel, Mentor Jew. So it's mentor underscore Jew. And we are streaming on Instagram and YouTube and on their channels and Facebook. So excited to be with you all from wherever you're watching from. And so we have a great night tonight. So for those of you who need money and budgeting and you're in business and you need to get started or you know somebody, this is for you tonight. So I want to introduce you all to two amazing people. They're two very different people on two different sides of the U.S. and yet they do some really good things. So at the top, ladies first, we have
yes.
Lisa Watson, blah, 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 tongue tied tonight, Lisa Watson, and she's all the way from Virginia. And Lisa is our banking and finance life coach. So as you all know, you are all awarded. Once you sign up, you have access to all of the mentors, and you also get 8 total hours of life coaching from our coaches. And so tonight, Lisa, blah, where's my tongue tied tonight? I'm just too excited. Lisa is our finance and banking coach. And we have Johnny right below us, Johnnie Sanders. He is our business and our technology coach. And so you would get 2 sessions with Lisa, private one-on-one, and 2 online, of course, and 2 one-on-one lessons with Johnny. And then we had 2 more life coaches on last night. We had a life coach and a purpose coach. And so you get 2 sessions with them included with all access to all the mentors at all times. And so here's the goal is to get your whole life right in every area, every area. So
Yes.
you guys keep coming in. I love it. San Diego, California. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself. You are in finance and banking, and why is this important? Tell us what you do. I know you've been in banking for a very, very, very long time. And why is this important? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So this is important to me. This is like a big portion of my heart. I always say I want to see people get out of this poverty mindset. And when I say that, it's because I don't want us to keep spending our money on stuff that we think that is important, but it's really not important. And
Come
then
on.
the majority of our money, if you look at it, is spent for entertainment purposes and not really on what we really need to be spending it. So
That's true.
I've been in banking 29 years. I started off in a call center as a call center rep. I left from the call center rep and went to the loan department, which was my absolute favorite because I did not like denying people, but it was still my favorite. But that gave me an opportunity to coach people. It gave me an opportunity for them to see life, especially when they were in a dying need for that money and then they
Yep.
couldn't get it. So I enjoy just helping people with their money. I've been told some people don't like seeing me coming because if you spending your money in ways that you should not be, I'm gonna tell you about yourself because
That's true.
I want you to know, a lot of my family and friends, if they're looking to get something, they'll be like, I can hear you in my head saying, don't you spend that money. Don't you do that. And that's what I want. I want it to be where you, especially if you know you're getting ready to purchase, make a major purchase, or you're saving for something, or you're saving for retirement. I want you to be able to do it and not feel like I can't do it because of money.
Right. Well, I think we struggle, a lot of people struggle with that because we want what we want, right?
Yeah.
So when we have it, we want access, we want to buy what we buy. And sometimes a lot of us, we are just sort of impulse buyers.
Yes.
We're impulse buyers, and it's like, okay, I got to get this right now. And sometimes we don't think about, well, I got to pay that bill, or
Yes.
I was supposed to have this money allotted for this, and then we end up going, we're not saving anything, and we end up not having by the end of the week, or we end up going broke, or we're in the negative, or we're in the red. And I love what you said. A lot of us have probably been in a position where we want to buy a home, get a car. We
Mhm.
may need a loan for something, and
Yes.
you see these people all the
Yes.
time, and
Yes.
they're going to come to the bank for something, whether you're starting a business, whether you are trying to finance something that you need, even college, anything you're trying to put finances, you realize, I got to they're denied because of maybe their credit, their spending, their ratio. And we get into that funk. And how do we get people out of that and out of that mindset? Because sometimes they don't realize it until they need it, and then they
Yes.
realize, well, now I can't get it, and now they have to go through hoops and delay more time to get what they need.
Yes. I say a lot. If I knew back then what I know now, I would probably be a force to reckon with. And simply
Come
because
on.
we're not educated. It is
Come on.
something where not taught in our homes. Um, Whoever pays the bills. You don't know if they pay the bill all in full, or you don't know if they're stretching it from one
Yep.
week to the next.
Yep.
I think that we are not educated enough in finances to know, do I really need this? How do I save? When do I begin to save? When I go in to apply for a loan, what do I need to do even prior to applying for the loan? How do I need to educate myself before I just go in here and get a loan? Do I need to have a loan prior to going in here to apply? Do I need to get a secure loan versus getting a regular loan? And then in
Right.
my situation, I wanted a new car every 2 years, not knowing, okay, your credit is being hit. You don't want your credit being hit that many times like that. But me being young at the time, I figured, hey, I'm tired. I want something new. I was working a good job, so I just wanted to get something that I wanted. But in the long run, I was hurting myself because even working in banking, I thought I knew it all, but I didn't until
Mm.
it came down to, okay, now you're ready to make this large purchase, but look what you've done. So it's like I had to sit down and educate my own self on, okay, this is what you want to do. You want to retire early. How are you going to get there? You can't get that. Keep going out eating or buying shoes or buying outfits or now
Right.
buying bundles. So you can't get that. Some things have to be very important to you when it come down to your money.
You know, Lisa, I think a lot of people, they don't really like this type of conversation because it forces them to be accountable with their finances.
Yes.
And I think we need to make sure that we have more financial literacy, because
Yes.
this is kind of something like, sometimes when you live paycheck to paycheck, right? So sometimes that's a lot of us. It's a big portion of the population. They live paycheck to paycheck. And so a lot of times people don't feel like they even have enough to save, right? They don't
Right.
even have enough to save. There's nothing to put away, but they do want more. Sometimes it's hard to get work. And when
Yes.
they do, they got their kids to feed, they have their bills to pay. And so sometimes it's like, I would like to have something more. And so while I feel like I have a little bonus right now, let me just spend it. Let me just
Yeah.
finally get what I want, because the mindset is I don't get a chance to splurge on myself
Right. Right.
because I'm living paycheck to paycheck. So how can you encourage them even in that situation? Like, no, there are things you can do so that you can get ahead to stop living paycheck to paycheck.
I share with people every day that I come in contact with. I know that there's that saying and there's that thing. I want to treat myself. I work hard, so I should be able to treat myself, and you
Right.
should. But I tell people, put yourself on a budget. You literally have to put yourself on a budget. Okay, like you say, so that I don't have to spend paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes
Right.
that's just life. Sometimes you're not making enough money where you're able to do a lot of things. So you have to live paycheck to paycheck. But in that paycheck to paycheck, sometimes there's some extra money left over. A lot of
Yeah.
people say, hey, I got $1 left. Okay, well, hey, let's say 50 cents of that dollar. It doesn't matter how much you save. Most people get the wrong impression that I got to start off with $100 or have to start off with $50. You can
Yep.
start as small as change, because saving your change can change things in your life. Saving your change could show, okay, how dedicated are you? If I say I
Right.
go to the store and I'm spending cash and I get that change back. Put it in a jar, save it. All the time I say, put a demand on your money. Get
Come
your
on.
My apostle always say, put an assignment on your money. And
That's
and
right.
when I heard her say that, I want to be able to bless those with what I've learned, what I experienced in life, to be able to look at my situation. And I'll tell you, I was working part-time. I had about 23 credit cards in my pocket. I had a car
Wow.
note, $452. My car insurance was $375, and I wasn't
Wow.
even $9 at the time. And it had gotten so bad that I was getting ready to file bankruptcy. And
Wait,
immediately got
wait. Lisa, you said you had 20 credit cards.
He
You was
said
23
making
20.
credit.
$9 an hour,
Yes.
and
And
then
I
you
was
had a
working part.
400 and something dollar car payment,
Yes, ma'am.
and you said 300 for what else?
$375 for my car insurance. Because I
Lord
drove
have
I,
mercy.
dr- I drive a big SUV. So I had to pay for it. And I
So you
was
were
gonna
living
go buy
above your means.
living but beyond my means. Like when I
Yep.
went to the mall, whatever I store went in the mall, I was swiping because I thought I was the girl. I was swiping. I was living that life, but in the same
Yep.
sense, I didn't even have enough money to pay my bills. I'm working
Mhm.
part time. I started trying to pick up hours. They wouldn't give me extra hours to pick up on, and then I was like, okay, enough is enough. I'll just
Yep.
file bank, wipe it all away, and I'll start fresh again. But then it's like, what do you do that for if you're gonna go into that same
The
pattern
same thing. That's right.
again?
That's
So
right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to go into that same pattern. If
Yep.
right now you say I'm living paycheck to paycheck, if you come and you sit down, I want to give you strategies. I want to give you ideas. I want to give you plans that's going to take you out of this setting that you're in, and I want you to see growth in your money. I want you to feel good
Come on.
about when you I've saved $5 this month. To
Yeah.
me, it does not matter how much you
Right.
save. It does not matter. I've taken that jump to save something. So I want to
Yes.
be able to give everyone that experience of let's make filing bankruptcy your final and last option. Let's
Right.
weigh out all our options that we have.
Right.
Really, sometimes it's just we stop our expenses of entertainment. If you look at it,
Yes.
entertainment is a lot of our expenses that we spend money on. I
You're
love to
right.
eat. I love to eat. Pickles are like my favorite. Crabs are my favorite. And I'm going to get some of that once a week.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
when I was going through all of that, you got to eat peanut butter and jelly. You got to eat these
Right.
bologna sandwiches. There's
Right.
no more getting your hair done. There's no more going out and you
Right.
splurging and getting manicures and pedicures.
Right.
Some things just may have to stop for a season until we
That's
can
true.
get you back on track.
You know what? And you're right. Sometimes us ladies, we getting our hair done. That costs two, three, four, five, $600. Depends
Yep.
on how much they're spending just on their hair. And then
Yes.
some of the guys, all these amazing cool cuts they have, those cuts are costing $100, $120. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
$75 for a man's haircut. That's high. I mean, I haven't. I've just do barbering now for the family, but it's been some years since I've done it professionally, and back then it was definitely much cheaper, and I know that those prices uh have risen, and now we all want to look presentable, but that doesn't
Yes.
mean we have to go all the way to the top. We don't need to have $150 haircut. We don't
Right.
need to have a $500 weave. We don't
Yes.
need to have it. It's what we want to have. It costs what, $120 to probably get a manicure and pedicure, depending
Oh
on where
yeah.
you go. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So you're
Yep.
right. By the time you tally and calculate all that, you're
Hmm.
almost close to, nearly $1,000
Right.
just in personal care that lasts you about
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Right. And we're
And
not
then you
even
have to
gonna
go
get on
get it done
groceries.
again. And that's not even eating out. That's not even food.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is there are some people who really don't have to have the option, really don't have to even lean on the option of bankruptcy if we just
Yes.
really strategize our money better. And if we can be a little bit more disciplined and say, well, let me see if I can pin my hair up myself. Or
Right.
let me see if I can, you know what I mean? Is there any other barber I know can give me a better, you know what I mean, a better
Right.
cut?
Right.
Or maybe I don't have to go out and eat every day.
Yeah.
Maybe I buy my lunch. And
Right.
these are some ways that we don't even have to entertain bankruptcy, or we can save a lot of money
Yes.
doing that and really have the value that we need. And that's
Right.
to your point.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you change your entertainment to once a month, look at how much you would save.
Yeah.
If you do instead of doing it once a week or every Friday or twice a week, and if you do it just once a
Right.
month, look how much you would
Right.
save. I tell
Yeah.
people now with TikTok, I'm a new chef. So all this stuff that I've had in my cabinet, I look on
Yeah.
there and I'm like, oh, let me cook this up. So
Right.
I'm in the grocery store more, but
Yep.
it's less me going out to eat and spending more money. That by the time I get home, I'm hungry again anyway.
That's right.
So
That's right. That's right. I had a family member a few years ago. They were heavy smokers.
hmm
And I would tell them, I was like, man, but they would always be financially struggling, right?
right,
And always be like, man, I don't got no money to do this. I don't have any money to do that. And yet they always had their level of
mhm,
entertainment. So one day, I was teasing them, and I was like, no, I wasn't teasing him. I think I said something. Oh, I said, do you have a lighter? I think it was something that I wanted to light because he was a smoker. He would have a lighter. And I was like, do you have a lighter? He was like, I don't have no lighter no more. And I was like, what you mean? Like,
right,
don't you use it for your cigarettes? And he said, oh no, I quit that. I said, really? He said, oh yeah. I realized it was costing me too much. He
yes,
was like, he did this on his own. I was always complaining that I don't have enough money. He's like, cigarettes are expensive.
yes,
And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Simple, practical things, practical
right,
habits that we have they eat away at our finances, especially if it's not adding value to our life. It's adding comfort, a false comfort in a way, but not necessarily adding true value. And
That's right.
so, yeah, I agree. I agree. That's great, Lisa. Any other tips you have for them?
Any other tips? I would just say on the credit side of it, if you are looking to your first timer and you're looking to build credit, because I get a lot of questions with how do I build? How do I start? Where do I start? I always tell people start small. Don't
Yep.
go in asking for the $20,000 loan. Don't go
Come
in asking
on.
for the big money. Go in simply starting small. A $500 credit card, $1,000 credit card. And then if you use it, pay it off.
That's
Pay it.
right.
A lot of people tell you, you don't have no more use than 30%. Well, I tell people pay it off. Because if you
That's
can't
right.
pay it off, don't use it. Because you
That's
don't want to
right.
get in that habit of, okay, I'm at my 30%. And then something comes up. You got an emergency or something comes up with the car or something comes up with the kids. Well, now I can't pay it off this week. So now that 30% then went to 40%. And
That's
then
right.
it cycle may go again. So if you're looking to build, if this is a first time or, like our young kids, our nieces and nephews, they're just graduating from college or high school and they're looking to start because they want that Dodge Charger that's out
That's
there.
right.
So I tell
That's
them,
right.
you don't need that Dodge Charger. You don't need it. Get you a Kia, get you a Honda, something that's going to carry you. But I
That's
tell them
right.
start small and build your way up. Just
That's right.
start and build. Yep.
That's right. That's right. I love it. It's practical teaching that we need. It's practical advice and guidance that we need because so many of us fall into the same pitfalls every week. And sometimes we can't seem to find our way out. And even
Right.
what you were saying earlier, get the coins, start with the coins and save your pennies. A lot of people think, well, that's not enough. And it's like, but
Yes.
you have to start somewhere. It is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Money is money. It is enough. And so I definitely just want to encourage you all to make sure that if you're in that situation, if you're in that space, that every penny counts. And if you can take the time to have financial discipline, you actually can go further. You can go
Yeah.
further. So thank you, Lisa, for that. And Johnny, I want to run over to you. Hey, Johnnie Sanders, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
I'm
doing
so
good, dude.
so glad. Johnny is introduce you all to Johnny. He is our other life coach that he talks about business, business structure, technology. Sometimes he goes off into just really deep technology stuff, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what he does. I've known this man over 20 years. I believe I've known you probably 26, 27 years. That's
Yes,
about
it's
right.
been.
Yep.
Yep. About
And so he has done many things. He's very gifted, very skilled. He's worked at every job. He's done everything. He is well known. So in his business, he's been the VP of JP Morgan Chase. This gentleman
yes,
has been the executive for Duns and Bradstreet, Morgan
yes,
Stanley,
yes,
Microsoft Tech. He has
yes,
been I forgot what your role is in the Uber Corporation. He's
yes.
worked for the pharmaceutical, I think it's the largest, if I'm not mistaken, the largest pharmaceutical company or the second largest, which is Alcon and
Novartis.
Novartis. Is
Novartis.
it the
Yes.
first? Is the third?
Yes.
It's the first
It
largest?
it's the first loss. Yes.
It is the first largest, yes.
Yeah.
Um, this man has worked with major corporations, as I've just listed. He has worked with budgets in the seven figures, the $1 billion, $1 million. He's saved corporations millions and millions of dollars with his skills and his expertise. And so he is our business and technology life coach or technology coach. And so for those of you that are in that realm, we have him here. He's excellent. So, hey, Johnny, I thank you for
Thank you.
being here. Tell us a little
Thank you.
bit. Tell us a little about what you like without hurting our brains.
No, I'm glad. Thank you for the introduction, Lisa. Great job for your
Yes,
presentation.
Lisa. Thank you.
Thank
I will
you.
be hitting you up personally because um, we definitely have to get people to understand delayed gratification.
Yes, good.
That has helped me, even though I've made good money with these corporations. I try to be mindful of where I am with making money and business strategies.
Yes,
So I'm practicing what I preach as well, from just on
yes,
a individual practical side as well as on a corporate side as well. Because when I go into these meetings with these executives and we get ready to do a project plan on some large scale platform,
yep,
AWS or Microsoft Azure or something, finance is always in the forefront, and they're always thinking of how can we save money. But then every corporation and business get a budget, a yearly budget, and
yep,
you need to basically utilize that money
mhm,
to basically advance and evolve your department. Now, if you don't utilize it, then what the executives above, they're going to come back to you and say, well, we allotted you $10 million. You only use three, so we're going to take that money away. Okay, but you don't want to be
yep,
spending just frivolously just because you have it and you know that that's what they will do. You want to make
yep,
sure you budget, you plan, and you give yourself a buffer from a business corporation side. Now, from a small business, you do want to just have a budget, have a plan, have a an idea of what you want to do. And for me, one of the things that I will bring to the table is helping you with a strategy, helping you with a business plan, helping you come up with ideas of what you want to do and what you can do.
yep.
With my experience, and I've been able to work with small businesses and listen to what they want to do and what they want to bring and what they want to achieve. And then I will maybe point out or make suggestions of a different software that will basically help elevate their business plan or idea. A real
Yep.
example: a few weeks ago, met with a gentleman in the insurance business, and he was like, Johnny, I want to be able to get more leads. I want to be able to do better marketing. I want to be able to do better sales. So I started asking him different questions regarding his software, his technology, his background. He didn't want to do too much talking about the technology because he wasn't familiar with it, but he has heard of
Yep.
something called AI. And he's like, what can I do with AI? And so I did some research for him, and I put together a business plan and a strategy plan for him and submitted it to him with some new AI software. I basically reached out to the company first before I even sent it to him to get more feedback and ideas and actually a demo. This
Yep.
software will basically is going to increase his business by 70% just
Wow.
by
70,
using
70.
seven
Wow.
zero.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and I got those numbers and figures based on what he's currently doing and
Come on.
what the company would basically provide and offer with their AI software. And it basically, the demo showed just a clear platform roadmap of from beginning to end of how he would basically start using the software and then start bringing in money. And
So,
he just pinged me and thanked me like, wow, he didn't even know it existed. So now I've talked to his team to basically help implement. And I'm still working with him and his
yep.
team to basically make sure that they get it implemented and they utilize all the features. Don't just stop there at start.
Yep.
No, this thing can do a lot more. It's powerful. So that's just one quick example.
Yeah.
Go,
Well,
G.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. I want to, if I can interject really quick, I think that's what you do. You implement, you put strategies, and you help companies, businesses, small businesses get established. And
Hmm.
you are excellent at that. And I think, AI is a topic that can be very fretful and scary for people because it's moving so fast, it's coming so advanced. And a lot of people really don't know what to do with it. Is it going to replace me? Is it that? And I just believe if you're a business and a corporation, if
Hmm.
you can, especially a small business, you can use it for your advantage. I think we
Oh,
need to learn
absolutely.
to get out of the mindset of fear and making sure that we are open to like, okay, how can I get ahead of it? How can I get ahead of the things? How can I get ahead of the game? And so sometimes I think even if we don't utilize it, at least learn about it. At least be
That's
aware. You don't have to engage it, but at least be
no,
aware so that you're not left behind. And as
absolutely.
society and as companies and in businesses and technology moves forward, you don't want to still be left behind and like and then it's going to be too late to catch up,
Right. Right.
or it's going to be
Absolutely.
difficult to catch up.
And that was this gentleman's, he's the owner of this company, and that was his concern, exactly word for word what you just said. He didn't want to get left behind. He's intimidated. He's seen a lot. AI is new on the platform for a lot of people, but we've been using AI with smartphones. We've been using AI with Amazon Dot Echo. Hey Siri,
Siri, everybody's been using Siri, yes.
Right.
everybody's been using it. Everybody's been using it, but it's just subtly been used. Now it's on the mainstream in a big way, and businesses and companies are using it expeditiously. That now we are trying to do a lot of catch up on certain things.
Yeah,
One of the things that I explained to him, and I try to make things simple without being too technical and scary. I've spent years learning and studying this. I just got certified in AI this year. So I took a class for myself to learn more of what AI can do and help individuals on a small scale, corporations on a large scale. And one of the things that I told him is, an old African term that people have said or used is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
one bite at a time for sure.
One bite at a time. Don't try to eat the whole thing. Don't try to
Yep.
jump right in and do more, even though this AI software that I suggested for him is a powerful tool and has helped him already, and he can
Yep.
see the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be beneficial for him to just continuously take the time to not be afraid of it. Learn what you've spent your money on. Learn what you've paid for. Don't just
Right.
depend on your engineer that you have a part of your team or me. You take the time to learn some of it as well. You don't have to get it all into the back end, the nuances of how does it work, how does it flow, to that degree, but at least understand how money is coming in, how money is being tracked. You get in the budget, you get in financials. How did they come up with this 70%? Well, let me show you. They took these numbers, they took your budget, they took these expenses and said, okay, where are you as far as sales? Okay, I see you have a limited amount of sales coming in per week, per month. We will basically market and send advertisement out for you to help increase sales and people pinging your website. So now
Mhm.
you got an algorithm and a SEO checking your interactions. That's how, and that's just simple terminology for him to start learning. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Juliet.
Oh no, no, I wasn't gonna say. I'm listening to you, but I was just gonna say, believe it or not, we use this technology with even all these social medias, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Instagram and Facebook, they're using a lot of this advanced technology. That's how they use algorithms, right?
That's
It's a
why they
lot
use
of the
that.
algorithms, how
That's
they generate people towards you or not, how you get paid from YouTube or not. They're using all these algorithms. And so it affects everybody. You
yeah,
can talk on a big scale, you can talk on a little scale, but these are the things that we're here to coach you on. We're here to walk through life with you on the business
absolutely.
aspect, the finance aspects, getting your money right, saving your money. What about retirement? That's coming up
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on Sunday. right? We have another finance coach coming up on Sunday. She's going to talk about retirement and investments and savings, right? And
Yeah.
how do we do
Yeah.
that? And where to invest your monies? And so we want to make sure that the whole person in every area is covered, because you know what? As you live life long enough, you're going to need money, and you're going to
Yeah.
need to know how to manage it. And I think a lot of times we can get money, right? Anybody can get money for what they want to have money for, and people have money for what they want to have money for, um,
Hmm.
and they spend it on what they want to spend it on. But
Absolutely.
how, when you can financially manage your money adequately, you can then begin to start to build a financial legacy for yourself and for your
Hmm.
offspring. You know, if you
Yeah.
have children, you can now start to put in place remedies to save for your kids, so that your kids don't have to struggle, and so that you
Hmm.
don't have to struggle anymore, right? So
Right.
That's
let's
right.
get off the struggle bus, right?
Yeah.
Let's get off
Yeah.
the struggle bus. Let's think higher. A friend of
Yeah.
mine called it that a long time ago. She said, "She's on the struggle bus." So let's get off the struggle bus. We don't have to stay there.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I
No,
mean? We don't
we
have to
don't.
stay there. And so if we can have self-discipline, like everything else we've talked about, and all of the other prior mentors that have been on, we're all talking about discipline, discipline in every area
Hmm.
of our life.
Hmm.
And so this is the same. We've got to have some financial discipline so we don't have to keep borrowing. I mean, is there
Right.
Right.
anybody out there that's like, I got to call my friend? You know what I mean? Like, man, can I borrow this? Can I borrow $30? Can I borrow $50? Can I borrow $100? And you don't want to forever be that guy. I understand being in that
Mm-mm.
state. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. So in
Right.
our family, sometimes we needed to borrow money, but we didn't
Yes.
want to keep that perpetual. That wasn't
Right.
the space we wanted to live in. You know what I mean? Yes.
Hmm.
I had times where we had to be on food stamps and all of that. Oh, as a kid growing up, it's embarrassing, right?
Hmm.
You don't want to go back then. It was like Monopoly money. I don't know if anybody remembers. It doesn't look like that now, but back then it was like that play money. And then you didn't want the people in line behind you
Yep.
to see
To
that you
see.
had to pull out the
Yep.
food stamps because you knew, right? And
Yep.
so,
Yep.
so, but that's because that was just time. That was just hard times we
Mhm.
were on, right? But that doesn't mean we have to stay in the hard times.
Right.
When you get the break, you take the break, right?
Hmm.
So as we're navigating through life, and we may be in a hard season, there's nothing you can do about that. Sometimes you can't save when you literally are just trying to scrounge for food to eat.
Right.
There's seasons where people are like that.
Hmm.
But when you do have, and when you do get, you have to change the mindset first, or else, to your point, Lisa, you will keep repeating the same behavior. Just like you said,
Hmm.
if I just file for bankruptcy and start over,
Right.
if you don't change the mindset and the thought process and take the time to do something free, if you can't afford it, there's a lot of free resources out there to get
Yeah.
financial literacy and how to save, how to invest, how to take. This lady, I know a lady who invested $11. This woman had $11 to her name. She had $11 to her name. And I know it's a little bit beyond personal finance and banking and business technology, but this woman had $11 to her name. And she began to invest that $11 is what she had. Somebody said, I guarantee you, if you invest this in some stocks and some trading, it'll
Mhm.
multiply for you.
Yeah.
That woman is a multimillionaire now. She lives in, I think she lives in Houston, Texas. And when I tell you she had $11 and she put her trust in a person that was like, let me help you walk through life. Let me help you see that this is that we can stretch this $11. We will stretch it. And they did. But she had somebody there to walk through life for her to stretch that $11. She's a millionaire now from that
Hmm.
$11.
Wow.
From that 11. So it's building the community. And that's what we've been doing, is to show you guys that we are your tribe and you have access to all of us, everybody
Yes.
that you've seen so far and to come. We are your tribe. We're your financial tribe. Tonight, we're your
Hmm.
financial tribe, right? We're
Yes.
your banking tribe. We're your
Yeah.
credit tribe. We're your business tribe. Okay. We're
Hmm.
your technology tribe. That's what we
Yes.
are tonight.
Hmm.
Last night, we were your finding your purpose tribe. We were exploring who you are as a person tribe, right? Tomorrow, we're going to be in your marriage tribe and in your relationships and in your business and in your divorced self. That's what's coming tomorrow. And that's what we're building. We're building this community. We're building this mentorship platform. We built it so that you all can have a tribe, so that you can have access to these people that have tons of wealth,
Mm-hmm.
tons of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's been doing this for over 29 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close to the age that I am.
It is, Julia. It is.
You know, at 32 and holding, my goodness, I was just a baby when I was just a little bit when she started this. Y'all don't pay me no mind. But yes, my point is that she's been doing this a very long time and she knows what she's talking about. And
Mhm.
I wish I could tell you all what Lisa is doing. I will not spoil her surprise. But if you knew what she is, this massive endeavor she is working on right now, you all would be blown away. Like, I know that you all were blown away by Johnny's, by his experience and his expertise, and it is mind blowing everything that he's accomplished. But I didn't brag on what Lisa's doing, and when I tell you, I'm not gonna brag. She will tell you later on. But when I tell you it's massive, and you all would celebrate what she's doing. But I wish I could tell you I can't, but I'm letting you know that it is big. But for her to tell you, like, listen, I was spending my money all the time and I had 20 credit cards and and I was living in debt.
Yeah.
And then I had to realize I turned my life around to what she's about to do. Like you wouldn't think that could happen for somebody. And
Mhm.
so I just want to encourage you that it doesn't matter what you have. If you have discipline and if you have the self will, you can come out of financial debt. You can increase your financial literacy and you can gain financial wealth by doing simple things like saving, uh, knowing where to put your money, knowing how to put it in certain accounts, knowing where to put it where it's going to yield you a return.
Right.
Okay. And
Right.
so I want you to know that these life coaches are there for you. And so when you come part of the program, you get 2 free hours. You get 2 free sessions with each of them, and then they're there. You'll have access to uh, the rest of their resources while you are there. So upsettheworld.com/mentorship is where you can find them. Also, we'll tag their Instagrams and their
Mhm.
Facebooks for you. I'm sure somebody will put it in the chat. But listen, you guys, is this been good? Isn't this is money and finance? This is
It's
money
been
and finance. You have anything to add, Lisa? Go ahead.
so I would just I like to say all the time one of my favorite scriptures is I'm gonna be the lender and not the borrower. And I
Yes.
take it to heart because
Yes.
I want people to see how much if they don't let their money control them, like your money can make you sad. If you don't have
Yeah.
money, it can make your money can make you angry. Your money can make you miserable if you don't have it. And
Yep.
especially if you're used to just going out and spending. So I just want to be your person that tell you, you know, it doesn't matter how much you save. We just gonna begin to save. It doesn't
Yes.
matter how bad your credit is. We're gonna begin to just turn that thing around for you, and you're gonna
Mhm.
That's right.
see. So I'm excited. I'm gonna jump on over to the business course class too, because a couple of my businesses need some help. So I'm gonna jump in that section too, if you don't mind, Johnny. I'm gonna jump in a few
No,
of your
absolutely,
sessions too, because I with
absolutely.
that wealth of knowledge, oh my God, I cannot wait to just like they said last night, I cannot wait to just sit at your feet and just
Oh,
absorb and just learn.
I love it.
I thank you, Juliet, for this opportunity and this experience. Like every time I talk to you, I get emotional about it because, you know, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to
yeah.
I want to change people's money. I want to
Yeah.
change what they think about their money, and I want to give them every resource that they can before they go and they file bankruptcy, and then that thing hurts you for 7 to 10 years, and then you're in
Hmm.
the middle of something, and now you can't get it because either you filed or you got collection items or you just didn't save your money like you
Yes.
did. One other experience I'll tell you, and I'll be done. I took
You're fine.
$100. I got 1 year when I first started working in the credit union. It was around the time of my birthday. I got $100 for my birthday. Man, I thought I was rich. I thought I was rich with that $100, and I took it and put it in a CD. And way back then, CD rates was like
That's
15%,
right. That's
and I
right.
left it there. And I call that my retirement CD because I want to retire early. I don't want to work. I don't want to work to 60. I don't want to
That's
work to
right.
Mhm.
65. You probably
That's
won't give
right.
me my social security anyway. So,
Right.
and I just
Because they
literally
keep.
just,
That's right.
mhm. I dump small amounts in there all the time, and I use it as my retirement. That's my encouragement for me to say, "Hey, I'm turning 50, and I'm gonna call it quits."
Yeah. Yep. And every time I talk to Lisa, she's very young, and she is like, "Oh yeah, I'm retiring. I'm
Yep, yep,
retiring because this is what I want to do. I want to help people." And here's the other thing. We a lot of us are always asking God, "Lord, bless me," and pray for
mhm,
my, Lord, I need money. I need money. But yeah, but there's a practical part too. We have to do our part.
yes,
We always want this money to fall out the sky, or we want somebody to give us money. But if we don't know how to manage it,
yep,
if we don't know how to make it stretch, it's not going to
yep,
last anyway. And
Mhm.
so we have to know that God ain't just going to give us something and then it's just going to, if we do not take care of it, it's going to fall and slip right through our fingers.
yep,
And
yep,
so we have to, in our prayers, well, Lord, I need this, and you got to bless my finances. Yeah, but you gotta input wisdom as well. You have to start taking in, what am I going to do with this money when I bless it? We see it happen all the time when people come into a lot of money and then it's gone.
yes,
We see it with football players, we see it with athletes, these people that really haven't had an influx of financial wealth, and then all of a sudden they get it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. They go
Yep.
buying a house, buying a car, spending this, giving all their friends and their cousins money and everything, and then now they don't have anything left and they're broke. But
right,
because they didn't have the financial literacy or any advisors around them to help
mhm,
them now put this in CDs, put this in Roth IRAs, put this in savings. You know what I mean? Put this here. Don't buy that house. You don't need that $1 million house.
right,
Okay?
right,
Get you a 400 or a $300,000 home and be okay with yourself. You know what I
yep,
mean? You don't
yep,
need that, even if you can afford it. And a lot of people live above their means.
yep,
They live above their means, and the moment they get a little bit of money in their pocket, it's gone.
yep,
Yes.
It's gone. And that's where we
Yes.
go through the cycle again. And so we ask God to bless us in our finances, but we're not necessarily equipped to hold the blessing when He gives it to
right,
us.
right,
And I think we have to do our part to make sure that we are equipped
Yes.
um, uh, to to handle it when it comes our way.
yes,
Hmm.
And here's the thing. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I want us to retire early. Why are
mhm,
we going to sit there and wait until, what is it, 72 now? What is the retirement age now? It keeps increasing,
yeah,
right? You're never gonna
yep,
stop working in order to get what? A social security check that is
right,
what? $1,200 a month, $800 a month, $500 a month. What? So, y'all, we have to be our own retirement. We don't want to
Hmm.
depend on the government if we don't have to. We
right,
have to
Yes.
think higher. You know what I mean? We have to think of how can we let our money make money for us so that we can grow. You are retiring at 50. That is amazing from your
That's
$100 in your CD account.
that's
yep, yep,
amazing.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic. Let us
so
all have that mindset to say,
yeah,
what age do I retire, and then live up to it.
right,
I'm going to retire. I'm going to stop working at this age, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make it work after that. I'm going to work for myself thereafter.
right,
That's a high level mindset thinking, guys. That's high level. It's high level.
absolutely. And I agree with that, Juliet and Lisa. And even from a corporation's point of view or standpoint, they one of the things that I've worked with finances and budgeting in these multi-million-dollar projects is
Hmm.
they take the time to do financial planning and forecasting. They take the time to do capital management and working capital management.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they have an understanding of where they are with their money and what
Mm-hmm.
money they're going to work with. And they, even though they may be $100 million company, let's just throw that number out there,
Yep.
they will function as if they only have 10 million.
Yep.
That's right. Good.
Yep. Yep.
And so that's something I just want to just
Mm-hmm.
point out, that it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, whether you're a small, medium, or a large corporation, just individuality. Taking
That's
just
That's
right.
right.
different principles like that, that is what's going to help you be sustainable,
Yep.
retire like Lisa
That's
and
right.
others, that they're able to manage their money. They are able to, they know where their money is. And if they walk past some shoes or a purse or a coat or a bike, a motorcycle, especially when men start getting older, they want to get the fancy motorcycles, right? Nothing's
Yep.
wrong with that, but if your bank account doesn't say that you can do it comfortably,
Right.
That's
don't.
right.
And one of the things, biblical principles that I follow and try to just share with people, and I'll stop, Juju. Um,
Yep.
it talks about your cup runneth over.
That's
Mm-hmm.
For
right.
me, I try to give from the saucer. There's a
Yep.
saucer underneath your cup. So as my cup runneth over, that's great and that's good. All of that's not for me.
Right.
I love giving, but as the cup continuously overflow, I have that saucer underneath that I'm just going to give as God said give, even if I know Him or I don't. And I think
That's right.
that's a principle that people should grasp and understand and utilize, and stop giving so much from your cup. You don't have
Come
enough
on.
to function with, like Lisa
I,
Great.
said.
Point.
You know,
I,
you
Yep.
buy stuff, you got multiple credit cards, you're in debt, but you're balling, you're showing out, you're living your life, but you're in so much debt you can't go buy anything, you know, sustainable. Like you
That's
said,
right.
a $300,000-$400,000 house versus a $1.2 million house. Why?
That's right. That's
If we
right.
don't necessarily can afford that, right?
That's right.
That's that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
And I'm not
That,
going to my technical talk today, Juju. I'm
I
gonna leave it
understand.
alone
I
because
understand.
for time's sake, and I don't want to bore people. But just know that if they want to have an understanding or help with large projects, and I'll just say AWS, Microsoft Azure, Pivotal Cloud Foundry. If you are familiar with those types of projects or
Yep.
technology terms, I've worked with all of those projects across the board and have implemented those to help the company build and have great success.
Sure.
That's
That's it. It's awesome. I am Johnny. We did not talk about this, and I'm going to ask your permission um, if we could have if and you can say no. You can say
okay.
no, but I wanted to encourage. Um, I wanted to encourage the people. I wanted to brag on you a little bit in this particular area because you are talking on a very high level. They all heard all of your
mm-hmm.
skills and expertise, so they know you know what you're talking about. But I almost want to give them a human, not even just the business side of you. I want them to touch. I want you to touch them on the human side. Would you allow me to just share? I've known Johnny 20 something years.
Hmm.
Just very little of your testimony. Would you allow me to share?
Please, Jew, because it's not for me. God,
Yep.
I went through it, but it's for me to give and allow others
Right.
to hear and grow and be able to benefit
Yep.
from it. So go for it.
So, I just want everybody to know. And again, I have known him and his wife over 27 years, and I wouldn't have even asked for this permission. But um, I want you all to know that this man is not talking um, from just head knowledge. He has
Mm-mm.
lived this, and I have seen him go through various stages of life. And
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to tell you this, but he's a ex-football player, okay?
Ugh.
And there are many times in the journey where I have commended you over the years, over the years, past many years ago where, um, you know, in corporate America, sometimes there's highs and lows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You in corporate America and you're out. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
there's highs and
Yep.
lows. And in this industry, um, or in that industry, sometimes you have long lows.
Mm-hmm.
And there's long seasons where maybe you're not working. I remember many years ago there was a season where, you didn't work for a long time, and not because of
Two
your
years.
lack of skill. Huh?
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Okay. And it isn't because you're not skilled. So if you all
Mm-hmm.
rewind back the tape, you will know that this man is very educated. Okay. Um, but I want you to know that in the 2 years, this man has kept his family afloat, not working.
Yep.
My God.
It blew my mind
Yep.
every time. Like, how are y'all still surviving?
Yep.
They never skipped a beat, never missed their mortgage payment, never nothing, never had to have a car repossessed, and
Mm-hmm.
not worked for 2 years. Why? Because this man knows how to save and he knows how to work his money. And I
Yep.
have celebrated you over
Yep.
the years. And I have always complimented. I said I would trust this man with any amount of money
You
because
said
your
that.
family has never faltered. He is a married man, happily married man,
Yeah.
over what, 18 years?
18
And
years.
18 years. And when I tell you, they have been fine. There's no bankruptcy, no nothing. And
Mm-mm.
so when I tell you God has preserved them, he's preserved them because he took the time to have financial awareness. He took the time to be like, I am going to make sure that even if I'm not working, our monies are going to be stewarded right. Our finances are going to be well taken care of. And
Yes.
so I just want to commend you and let everybody know who's listening tonight that yes, he's talking on a very high level, but he's also been on the low level. And
Yes.
even in his low level, he still made sure that his household was taken care of. And he
Yes.
made sure with no money coming in, he still was sustaining the family.
Yes.
And so I just wanted them to see the regular
Thank
just
you, Jew.
you on the human side. I just want to commend you is that I just have not seen anybody do that with such excellence before. And so thank you for letting me brag on you a little bit, but I want to encourage those of you watching to say it doesn't matter what situation you're in. If
It
you
does.
get the resources, if you try, resources can be free. So that doesn't cost you anything. But if you can take the time to make sure that no matter where you are in life, you can come out if you
Yes.
know how to manage your money right, if you know how to budget. And
Yes.
look at him. He's VP of all these, he's executive of all these companies that we listed earlier. And then we have Lisa here, who was 20 credit cards, $400 payments, $300 insurance. And now I
Uh,
can't even tell you what she's working on, but it's big, like what Johnny is doing. And so when I tell you you can come out of it, and sometimes you need assistance. You need somebody to talk you through this. You need somebody to help guide you in how to navigate your finances. These are our life coaches in that area, and so they're there if you need their services. And
abs-
so they're part of the platform, and that's where you'll find them. So guys, I just wanted to have finance night. Tonight was a money night. Tonight was a
yes.
um of like, hey guys, let's step our financial game up. Okay, let's think higher. Let's let our money stretch. Let's
Yes.
work smarter and not harder. Let's let our money work for us and not us working for money.
Yes.
And that's what tonight is about. So I love you guys, and I don't know, do we have like, well, it's 1 hour, so we've got to go, but thank you guys for joining us. I know you're asking. The replay would be on Upset the Gram. It will be on mentor underscore Jew, and it would also be on the YouTube tomorrow at mentor underscore Jew channel, or Juliet Ross. And yeah, so thank you guys. We have
Thank
our
you.
mentor week.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night will continue. Lisa Watson, Johnnie Sanders, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yay.
Thank you for being a part of this platform.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for joining in on this vision with me. I just believe that if we can create a tribe in a safe place, we just have a lot of people that would lead better lives. And so I want to thank you all for helping us. I will be making sure I'm visiting you all, going to your all life coaches so that I can make sure that I'm doing all the things I'm doing right. So thank you so
Yes.
much for being a part. You are a tremendous added value to what we are doing, and we need you, and your voice matters, and your wisdom matters. So thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Meet us on mentoruniversity.org or upsettheworld.com/mentorship. I love you all. See you tomorrow night,
Love
8
you.
p.m. More mentoring. Good
Yeah.
night.